again. My my whole journey is to have us live in a society where we're all able to be together. And I will also say that it will be a society that is better, stronger, clearer, and for all of us. I want to shout out blessings to the fallen families who have members that are fallen, people who are on the front lines, and the leaders in the various cities who are doing the best they can. I want to send strength and prayers to them, and all of us will continue to do what we can do to bring our nation together and also to have justice, freedom, and equality, and above all, love for one another. So I'll begin with my poem, Building Up from Righteousness. Righteousness is the flowing river she rises. Rises like the mighty ocean she rises. She rises as the waves from the crystal hieroglyphs in the sunlight of our mornings and our dawning. Righteousness rises like a silver light over the shining sea, the sea that washes over you and over me. Righteousness, 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 she raises up mountains, righteousness. Righteousness from the strength of the volcano. Righteousness, righteousness to form mountains of jade worth. And from her pinnacle, and from her seeing eye, we rise into the mountains of her Shangri-La. Righteousness, bringing over the height, the light into the skies of her beholden, Righteousness flows down, rises up. Righteousness is the crystal fountain, flowing into the streams of the everlasting light and into the Bible books, where I shall dip my naked feet and take flight. Flight into the waters of the flying. Water flies, the healing water of the spirit cries. Water flies, flying through the mangroves of the ancient forest. Water flies through the trees of the redwood and the banyans, from the red land of the Africa, the vast ocean land. And the rest is the Ojeska, from the glacier and the erasure of the old savannas and into the deep rivers of the Amazon I've come, to the cool waters in the vapor of the sun, and the wind flies, and I sing of her righteousness. Righteousness builds and rises up. Righteousness is the beholding power of the thunder. Righteousness is the thunder. Righteousness, her laser light like a lightning flash in her breath, flash in the majesty from the birthing and from the sunrise. Majesty, like the might of God. Majesty is the righteousness transforming in the omnipresence and in the march of the human soul, in the march of the human march, as we march from the land of the rising sun. March from the land of the rising sun, and you hear the sound of the beating drum. Marching feet all over the land and the rising sun. March from the beating drum. We march passing the burning cities. We march passing the heat from the burning sands, from the trail of the line of Africa and Asia, the face, and India, the back. From the great Atlantic we have come. From the mammalian tundra we have come. We have come genuflecting to the journey, some seeking from the weary, some seeking, but all those who have come into the lineage of those who is the processional marches of the human soul marching for freedom come. Freedom come. And the filtered serenity of breathing as we landed on the shores, freedom come. For we have journeyed over the road through time, crossing over the land, and from the hand of bondage from the enslaved remittance of the small things and the white dust bathing our naked bodies, and we stand on the platforms to be sold. So, what is the price of the human soul? We crossed over the land bridge and ancient paradise. We beheld the new land and the nation speaks, and the nation screams, and the child screams, run away, run away. From the dreams of the enslavement and the disembellishment of the unworshipful, those who mocked us in the march for freedom. Freedom come. Freedom on the feet. Freedom on the William Pettus Bridge. Freedom. Yes, they bombed them and they burned them down in Greensboro, in the Carolinas, way down in the Mississippi Delta. Oh, freedom is a moving song. Way down under the bottom of the Tallahatchie. Freedom come to the bones of our ancestors lying there, and the names of the unknown from the building on the ribbons of the dead. All the dead speak. Freedom is like a beating drum. Freedom come. And in the dance of the inquiry and in the desire of freedom, we are marching from decades. From the dawn until the dusk, until the rising sun, marching. Marching, oh yeah, to freedom, yeah. Oh, freedom is a lonesome road. Oh, freedom may be a heavy load. Oh, freedom, oh yeah. Ancestral songs of lineage from the freedom and the dreams of indigeneity in the lineage of the long march. Freedom, oh yeah, freedom, oh yeah. Freedom, oh yeah, freedom come, oh yeah, oh freedom, oh yeah. A man works the field, and in the distance we see a hieroglyph like trees. But it's the line of the young children bent, picking cotton. Freedom come. From the dawn until the dusk, until the rising sun. Freedom come. And from these burnished fields where lifts the southern blazing sun, and once the chilly breeze of the ominous death at an early age. And they ran to the swamps, and they ran all through the lands seeking freedom come. The worshipful from the emancipation of the things that we once knew and yet not belong long. How long, yeah, your trouble strong. Oh, the black bark like skin, like the canvas, plaited and grooved, and the wounds, the corrugated rising edges of the wound that heals on the back of the beaten and the battered. Some rose and ran from the ship, a broken hull still carrying the remains of the ragged and the battered, of the dead, and the stench, and the memory of the resilient ones. The resilient ones askance in the hell from what is rising. Freedom come, and amidst the red and the darker shade of pale, and amidst the embers we lit the fire. Amidst the time when someone says a child is born. We warmed our hearts in the night, close to the flame. Freedom, freedom, freedom come. It was night when we dropped anchor. It was night when the mutinous ones took the ship. And at the campground, took the ship at the campground.
We lost the sound?
Let's see what happened here. Deta, you there? I think she's back. I'm hoping she's back. One second, what's going on? Oh, here we go. Deta, you there?
Keep going, yeah, I'm ready.
Keep going.
The name is hope. A child is born into the new remission on the road to freedom. And the fire that keeps on burning all through the night. And in the dawn, we pass the white ash, the healing ash, to protect us from the flight. Inside the fossil evidence, inside the place of our imagination, we leave these footprints on the shelf of time. The evidence of an early civilization absolves us in our journey. Bits of bone, spent shells on the coop, and the carcasses of animals that laid beside us inside the caves, inside our graves. And from the summer flowers of the hibiscus and the remains of the petroglyphs on the civilization of our scattered stones, our bottles turning their open mouths towards the western wind of the Atlantic. We have made a mark of stone. We have made a facsimile of the battle fought. And in the conquest towards freedom, we began in the new earth. We are the anthropos, the carbon line of heat, and the tertiary markings of the elemental happenings from souls, from dreams. We were younger then, still younger than butterflies. What is the living work of the poetry of our words? What are those who stand in the wordiness of persistence? What are those who are galvanized by the violent symmetry to stand silently? And as we scatter on the road towards freedom, we keep marching closer to the city, of the city. We live on the edges of the water and the wounds of the animals that breathe from the edge of the water. And from the calendar of darkness, where liveth the watchman, from the embellished winters, from the embedded winters, we are exploded by the cold things in the times of our memory. Our feet in the hot earth, the markings of our naked feet we march on. Awake to the cemeteries of the night, dreaming from the soul of freedom we march on. Awakened in the mythology of the unknown and the echoes of the ones who have been lost at sea, up on the mountains and in the open fields of a plantation on paradise. Those who have lost their tongue, removed. But the language that was before us stands now on the march for freedom. Freedom. We have been through these pathways. We have passed familiar and old cities, and now we come teeming amidst the smoke and the tear gas, amidst the scandalized ones who push and jab, and the army of the security of America. And our protections are the blackened faces from the broken brigades of those, of the fallen. Some unknown of the fallen. But we are unvanquished in the pursuit towards freedom. We march with our voices and our songs. We're marching strong. We march from the voices of our songs. We've been marching long. We march as we carry the hope and some the crude weapons from the noisome fair. And we have gathered here among the heaped uniforms of the dead and into the disarray of the murdering landscape of an American bandstand in the unparadise of the disregarded, awaiting from the unspeaking tongue. And yet the dead shall rise up, stand up. And the dead speaks from the awakened call of freedom. And the dead speaks from the awakened, emancipied things of the over and the forgotten. What is my name? The mailing. And in the difficult scientific understanding, it is Australopithecus afarensis, a human short story from the long journey on the elemental terra firma of the captain, from the laden ships alighting with cargo of smoked fish and rum, cassava, dead bodies line the edge as they drop anchor, as we leave the sarcophagus of a frightened, crude, and capsular journey. We move to the sailing vessels closer toward freedom. Abandoned and often broken, sometimes sick, we move on. And the wounded and the unwounded lives in the shorter story, because together we have already intermingled from the blood and the stench, the putrefaction of the old perfume that falls upon the head of the weary. Persist in your reptilian sensibilities, persist on the shores, persist near the road, persist in the leading out into other processions, persist in the untied, persist in the unending bodies of the soul called freedom. We who are few, but many, hidden and yet unhidden, seen and yet unseen, and from the water holes of a silent place, we come marching. We are still marching in the procession. From the old ancestral wardways, we come, beaten, raped, instigated, unprotected, marching over fields with sharp stones and broken bottles marching as the blood beats down inside the grass holes, inside the roots of the American landscape. On the calluses grow thick on the formations of our feet. We climb over dead trees and dead bodies, and we keep marching. Into the civilization of cities, we're marching. We're marching to clean our souls and our nation. We're marching like people picking up trash. We're marching. We're marching like the gardeners who plant horticultural flowering things. We're marching from rumors and misunderstanding, but we're marching. Marching in the respect of the persistent, we're marching. Don't look away. So rise in the citadels of wisdom, rise up, rise in the associations from ignorance, rise up, rise up, rise up with the echoes of your voice and sing, build schools of learning and not prisons of the yearning. Rise up into the fields, away from the isolation, from an epitome of yearning, rise up unbridled in the nation of freedom and destiny, rise up in your insinuations of freedom, rise up in your prolongation, move away into the conflicted streets, into the places of war, rise up from the fear, rise up and draw near, rise up and sing your loud songs of freedom and make the sound of the sound beat through the echoes of the American cities, in the national understanding of the suburban urban, in the metropolis of America. America, keep moving to the stations, into the empty roadways, move to the places, move like you're moving into the young festivals of the dancers. Keep moving, and march to the right, to the left, march to the front, back, march forward, back, step, march, push, back, push down, push up, push through gridlock, push back, push, and give to the land of the clear, give to the land of a clear sky. You're near the cities of the shimmering worth of your blood and sweat. You're near the cities of freedom. Through the drum halls of freedom, keep marching. Marching in the loud sound as you call out, take down these walls. Take down these walls as you hear the voice calling. Take down these walls. Take down these walls of mourning. Take down these walls. Take it down. Take down these walls from the ground, from the old broken trees. Take down the walls of uncourage. Take down the walls of the injustice. Take down the walls and seek solstice. Take down the walls of crime. Take down from the malnutrition, from the hunger and the unemployment, from the infected hallways, from the things that scares you. Take the walls down. Take down the hunger. Take it down. Take down these walls of poverty. Take down these walls. Take it down. Take down these walls. Take them down privately. Take them down publicly. Take them down now. Take down the walls. Take down the walls of jaggers. Take down the walls of bombs. Take down the walls of guns. Take down the walls of those who try to take away the sun. Take down these walls. Take down the walls from the bodies that lay dead in the street. Take down these walls. Take it down, America. Take it down. Take down the walls of the wounded. Take it down. Take down the bodies that are bleeding and the bodies that are seething. Take it down. Take down the walls of the broken bones. Take down the walls of those who cast a stone. Take it down. Take down these walls because I'm weary. Take it down. Take down the walls and build me a fountain of righteousness. Build me a fountain of justice. Take it down. Take it down and build me a fountain of the healing streams. Take it down into the vision of the rising sun. Take it down to my night dreams. Take it down to the day's vision of the dream. Take it down until I become a chorus of the festival. Take down these walls. Take down these walls of the city without absolution. Take down these walls of the places without solution. Take down the walls that create misunderstanding, the lack of cooperation, the operation. Take down the walls. Take down the walls that guard us against the city where we must go. Take down the walls as you come to the place of freedom. Take it down. All walls will be taken down and the ground shall be free. Take down these checkered truths. Take them down. Take down the walls amidst the quiet spaces of the ones who stand silent without graces. Take down the walls of the city that is clean and shining, but there is no place for me. Take down the walls of no housing. Take down the walls. Take down the walls of expensive houses that I can't afford. Take down the walls of those who deny me alone. Take down the walls of those who want me to work in the dangerous situation without the operation of the protection. Where is my PPE? Take down the walls. Take down the walls. Take down the walls and give us some money. Take down the walls and give us prosperity. Take down the walls. Take down the walls of injustice. Take it down in the colleges. Take it down in the main yards. Take it down into the nice hotels. Take down these walls. Take it down in the ones who smile and yet they stab me in the back. Take it down. Take them down. Take down who choke me to death. Take down these walls and free my soul. Take down the walls of the ones who have the loosened tongue to spread misinformation, spread propaganda, scandal. Take down the walls. Take down the walls of those who are hiding in verandas to shoot at me. Take down the walls, the ones who refuted me. Take down the walls who kick me with their boots, who come on and say, I got my hands up. I say, don't shoot. Take down the walls. Take it down. Take down the walls of those who lack compassion. Take down the walls of those who are participating in the division, indecision. Take down the walls of gridlock. Take down the walls of the ones who are hiding in the back. Take down the walls of the situation that is so unfair, that is stacked up against me. Take down the walls that I may smell the aroma of the summer perfume. Take down the wall, I am hungry. Take down the walls. Take down the walls and give me a cool water to drink. Take down the walls. Take down these walls. All these walls, take it down. Take down the walls of the democracy. Take down the walls of those who mock me. Take down the walls of those who have taken my frame. Take down the walls of those who cast the shame. Take down the walls of my pain. Take it down. Take down the walls. Take it one more time. Take it down, down, down. Take it down. And let me be the triumphant stranger. Take it down, let me be, take it down, let me be free. Give me my destiny and my stance, give me the music, give me the love, give me the freedom. Oh, freedom, yeah. Oh, freedom, freedom over me. Whoa, freedom, yeah, the drums of freedom, yeah. Freedom, yeah. Freedom, yeah. Oh, freedom over me.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Oh, and before I be afraid, oh, I prefer to be dead and buried in my grave, oh, in my grave. Oh, I prefer to be buried in my grave and go home, oh yeah, to my Father and be free, yeah. Sing about a world that's in the freedom, yeah. Oh, freedom, yeah. Oh, I want the world to come and sing it, oh, yeah, with me. 'Cause there'll be freedom over me. 'Cause before I'll be a slave, I send out people to better than I be buried in my grave. I send the freedom, yeah. Oh, freedom, got a freedom over me. Freedom, make me, a heaven, Lord. Oh, freedom over me. What's it now? I want the freedom, yeah, yeah. Oh, freedom, yeah, yeah. Lonesome road, oh, lonesome road. Oh, lonesome road, oh, lonesome road. Oh, I send the freedom, baby. Oh, I hear the Lord. Oh, freedom, baby. A lonesome road. Lonesome road. But listen now, I know you wanna be, oh yeah. Oh, one that will send out freedom road. I know you wanna be on the freedom road. Oh, freedom, yeah. Freedom, freedom, oh, there'll be freedom over me. I was sing about my freedom, yeah. Oh, yes, I said the marching strong. Oh, I see now, freedom fighters, yeah, yeah. They are marching low, they are marching low. From the morning to the rising sun. Oh, freedom, yeah, there'll be freedom over me. Oh, freedom over me. Oh, yeah, the freedom, yeah, oh, you know what's it now, freedom. Yeah, we need just one more soldier just to help us march along. We need just one more soldier just to help us to be strong. Oh, we're talking about freedom, yeah. Marching over the city, yeah. Oh, the rising sun. Oh, freedom, oh, yeah, there's freedom over me. No freedom over me, yeah. I'm gonna be marching long, I said the journey may be long. Oh, yes, the marching strong. Wonder what's a marching, oh, from the morning, yeah, oh, to the daytime. Oh, to the rising sun, oh, yeah. Freedom, oh, freedom, yeah. Freedom. There'll be freedom over me. You know, this is a good time for us to come together in our nation. We've been forced to make a decision. You either got to believe in freedom or nothing. Because every single American today needs this freedom. Each and every one of us has the same desires and dreams to be fulfilled. Mothers with their children, fathers with the hopes of their sons. We need a nation that is righteous in the understanding of justice. Because justice, it's not a box. It's not a big house. It's not money. It's not just that. Freedom is the essential ingredient for growth and development. And as long as you should live, you will need the freedom. Freedom to be. You must be able to get the air that you need. You must be able to follow your dreams, even if you were wrong and make a mistake. If you're alive, you'll be just in time to make a change. And each one of us can come together and understand how critical it is to take action. Don't just stand there. Don't be silent. Don't be missing in action. Don't be unclear about, is your mind made up? Are you going to do what you can do in the cause of bringing a nation way down there in the darkness, moving her forward into the light, light, light? And until that morning comes, we are commanded by the Spirit, the blood, and the national understanding to make it better. We must have joy like the rain, yes. And we should be of worth in the thunder and be strong and be confident like the thunder roll. Because we're children of God, and we're children of a mighty and greater God. And our hearts and our actions must be close aligned so that we all can taste the incredible, satisfying, sharing gift of the dish of freedom. And so, I don't know how long I have to be on my little platform here. Just want to shout out to you guys and say, stand up, you mighty warriors. Stand up, you justice seekers. Stand up for each other. And rebuke injustice and racialism and sexism. Rebuke all the things that hold us back. With frown on conflict and seek a solution. Come together now. Come together now. I don't know if I have enough time, but I'll let my moderator, Chad Parenteau, my good friend, he can tell me if I have enough time to close with one song. Do I?
Yes. You have time to do one more song, and then you're good.
Okay, so I'm going to sing COVID Nation. All right, I'm going to sing COVID Nation, and I'm going to say peace out. COVID Nation is my term. Maybe some other people have it. I didn't try to grab it on, put some type of emblem on it, but I've been writing some things about COVID Nation. And the world knows that it is some type of retrovirus and that it may be aerosolized, we don't know, but it can make us very ill. And it has killed almost more, I would say 500,000 people at least. So, COVID Nation. And you can sing the chorus because it's very catchy when I sing the chorus. COVID Nation, COVID Nation, COVID Nation, we're living in a COVID Nation. COVID Nation, COVID Nation, COVID Nation, COVID Nation, COVID Nation. No, in a COVID nation, in a COVID nation, in a COVID nation. We're all living in a COVID nation. How their bodies keep on piling up. How their bodies keep on coiling up. How their bodies keep on lying up. How their bodies keep on dying up. How their bodies keep on turning up. How their bodies keep on surging up. Surging up, oh, surging up. Surging up in a COVID nation. COVID nation. COVID nation. Oh, how their bodies keep on piling up. Oh, bodies keep on piling up in the COVID nation. In the COVID nation, when I'm alone, always alone at my home. I'm alone at the station. No, and there is no one waiting there. And the trains, they come nearer, they come far. But there's no one waiting here. I'm alone at the intersection. And it seems like I'm going in the wrong direction. Oh, no, COVID nation. COVID nation, COVID nation. COVID nation, COVID nation. COVID nation, oh, these are dark clouds that are falling, oh, dark tears are rolling down, oh, in a COVID nation. Oh, and there's a siloquy, oh, a sorrow, oh, for tomorrow there is horror. I hear some people crying, I hear some people calling, oh, and the procession, though in the cemeteries of silence, oh, 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 in a COVID nation, oh, COVID nation, in a COVID nation, oh, in a COVID nation, oh, how their bodies keep on piling up. How their bodies keep on coiling up. How their bodies keep on lying up. How their bodies keep on dying up. Oh, how their bodies keep on turning up. Oh, on the stairs now. Oh, they are rising up. Surging up here, surging up, surging up in a COVID nation, in a COVID nation, in a COVID nation, COVID nation, in a COVID nation. Mm-hmm. How their bodies keep on piling up, oh, surging up, bodies, oh, when the dead keep speaking up, oh, and the dead keeps rising up, yeah, rising up in a COVID nation, oh, shall no one know COVID nation, oh, how the dead keep surging up, oh, and their bodies keep on piling up, piling up, piling up, piling up in a COVID nation. Singing from the mountain top of the blues, singing from the mountain of the deliverance blues, singing because of the COVID situation, singing because we're going in the wrong direction, singing way up on the mountains of the blues, singing for mercy, singing because how the dead shall speak, how the dead rises up and turns up, singing from the blues, singing from the culture of the American powerful blues, singing from the blues. So I'm done. I want to thank everybody for having patience with me. I don't think it was my best take, but hey, it's better to do something than nothing. Don't do nothing with a
Yes.
non-starter. So I did what I could, and I wanna encourage you to be strong, and we shall get together soon,
Yes. Yes.
soon,
Yeah.
very soon.
It's hard for you to hear this, Dita, but there is
So
a
I'm
ton of
done.
there is a ton of applause for you, Dita. Let's give another hand for Dita now that we're all unmuted, and yeah, one more time.
Thank you.
One
That was
love,
an honor. That was an honor. Thank
one
you.
love. Yeah. Yeah, when it's over, you all shoot me some pictures. I can see I can see stuff. Somebody wanted to stop me today. It's the Booger Man, but he wasn't successful because Chad came and knocked him out. But I love you all, especially my crew.
Love
You know,
you.
poets,
Love you.
keep working, keep talking, keep pushing, and we shall get together. We shall get there soon together.
Okay.
We're gonna keep going together. We're gonna keep on loving, and we're gonna keep on defending justice and righteousness. And we're gonna stand up for each other. We're gonna stand up for love.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much for listening, everyone. Thanks so much to Dita. I hope you stay on the line because we have an open mic for the rest of the night, and I hope you get to listen to that.
Yeah. I'll be better next time. I'll do better next time. I love you. Thank you.
You did great. Stay on for the open mic.
All right.
And I've muted everyone just to so we can get everyone going. And so one person does have to leave early, but I have no problems about her going first. And I did buy get an extra 15 minutes on the Zoom tonight, so we have all the time to go for everyone and have their voices be heard. I'm going to start with the person who might have to leave the earliest out of all of us, and let's welcome up. Well, she's known by her real name here, but I'm going to change it on the list so I can introduce her properly as past host of Stone Soup Poetry, past feature of Stone Soup Poetry. Well, no one's hosting. You're not co-hosting now. Don't take offense. I'm just saying. You'll be a host again if we ever get back. But see, this is a person who's not content to rest on her laurels, So I can't wait for her album to come out when all this is done. I can't wait to see all of you guys live when all this is done, one way or another, one time or another. Let's give it up for Blackbird. You may have to unmute yourself because for some reason, there you go.
Hi, everybody. Yes, thank you, Chad. Thank you so much. I know I have been gone for quite a while because I have been sick, like very, very sick. And also, I kind of suffer from a memory loss because I've had I've been through a few accidents just this past April and now. So, including having seizures, and things like that. But this cough right now that I have, it's been going on for some weeks now. And I mean, it's, I have halls and things like that. I really don't believe, to me, in my heart, I don't want to say that I have that I have the word. I don't even want to say it right now. That's how sensitive I am to this situation. So, and on top of that, I have other personal situations, private situations that I'm going through. So, with listening to Miss Deta Galloway, I really want to appreciate you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate it. It was an honor listening to you. So, without further ado, I'm just going to do one poem, and it's called Know Thyself. And I felt like it was, I wrote it 3 years ago today, actually. So today is actually the anniversary of it, which is so crazy. And it's called Know Thyself. So here we go. Chad, do you mind muting yourself? I am a product of rape. And no, I'm not ashamed of it. And neither should my mother. For God had a unique way of blessing us. I mean, look at me. But before entering into heaven's gates, walking upon the soil of paradise, I had to go through a struggle. To understand that my brown skin is made of a hard surface, so that when a sheet of sandpaper is scratching against it, I will come out smooth and polished, like pure gold. Bathed in a ray of the golden sun, now my third eye is open. Now my real eyes can now realize that we come from Mother Nature, like the food we need to eat to survive on this earth comes from the ground of planting and harvesting. See, I understand that the tree was here before me. That's why the leaf on the tree is more important than me. So I must take good care of myself, my family. Although I felt I went through the struggle alone, it took a community to help me stand in front of you today. It really did. It took a community to help me rise above my emotions. Through all of that, I experienced love. I experienced sisterhood. I experienced brotherhood. I experienced unity. Like Farrakhan says, we must struggle to overcome the difficulties imposed by our desire to be united. There are always attending difficulties, but how do you deal with it? Do you run away from it, or do you face it? With the resolve that our unity is more important than the things that keep us divided with one another, for example, like the lack of knowledge of one another, the lack of love for one another, the lack of knowledge of self, the lack of love for self. So to understand who you truly are, first understand the differences between the left of you that is directing your path and the right of you that is warning you. So to understand who you are, take the time to look at yourself in the mirror. Thank you.
Thank you, Blackbird.
Thank you.
Thank you, Blackbird.
Thank you so much, Blackbird. Thanks for everyone for staying on. We even have a couple new people, one or two new people joining in. I'm going to mute everyone again, and I'm going to move on to the next person on the open mic. Let's welcome up Miss Mary Jennings.
Thank you. Poem I'm going to read, hope you don't mind, is some 20 years old. Yeah, different person from that time. But I'm reading it tonight because the subject of the poem, he died, somebody very close to me who died 3 months ago from cancer just before the pandemic was widespread, and he didn't have COVID. Interfere with what he was already dying from. So, and I'm also trying to work on a sequel to this poem, which I will read on a future, Zoomcast. And it's called Inwardly in War. Inwardly in war, too weary to win, a delusion of destiny now left in debt. From your loft, I fled your bed after I let the lust flub out. Don't want to row, too bound up to fend. I used to obey, now I refuse to bend. Defend me from insult. Who finds fault with the fire within me? Who cites a flaw, red and raw, that they thought I ought to withdraw from the heat? I won't be dubbed a slut just because I flaunt my bold front. Led astray? No. But how easy it is to deny my history. Each new start, I'm a bud in its debut, burst from the sod. Each new end, I'm another rough draft of a sob story making the rounds. The soul turned into a souffle. Our trouble is our bond. I fear our ghosts binding us in their web, ruining our set ways. What you taught me ought to be enough, not the weight I gained that made you go ugh as you fought me in the night. The real tragedy is the drought on yes, with only occasional rainfall to quench our desire's thirst. Bless our near bliss, I should have said. Some days may be dross, but let it not sour us. Thank you.
Well, I like that one there a lot. Thank you. And we have,
You're welcome. Thank you.
up next on the open mic, just gonna make sure everyone's still here. I admire everyone's staying power. Mr. John Wizek, you are next, sir.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. This is called The Shaman in the Library. Naked except for a loincloth, ritual scars, and streaks of red clay, he attends the staff meeting. Bowl, haircut, back straight, face impassive. Why is he here? No one knows. Since the library opened, he's pushed the loaded book cart and replaced Suzanne Summers and Gwyneth Paltrow in the diet and exercise section. Trembling patrons pay late fees promptly when he stands by the circulation desk. A few parents complain their teenagers shadow him, chasing rumors of hallucinogenic ayahuasca vines hidden in the botany section. And after the singed carpet incident, management forbade cooking fires, no more fresh rabbit meat, only packets of microwaved cassava. He pricks his fingertip at shift's end and fills out his timesheet with human blood. It's a good life. His employer provides health insurance and a retirement plan. But when the wild parrots come to strip fruit from nearby trees, he remembers the land of his birth, his vision quest, fasting to the point of death, and how his spirit animal came to him. He remembers inhabiting the jaguar's body, its savage strength and power he gained, power to take life and heal. Free from culture and convention, he hunted at night, the heart-pounding chase, the taste of wild boar's blood.
Whoa. Hey.
That is deep. That's
Heavy
deep.
I like
night.
the sound of that voice.
That's
Yeah.
a snap.
I love the sound of that voice.
I mean, snap, snap, snap.
Cool.
Oh, man.
Love that
That
sound of
was
the voice.
awesome.
Keep
All
it
right,
going.
y'all. Well, I'm going to
Love
go
the
now,
voice.
so I'll see you guys. Good
See you
night.
later.
See
See
you
you
later.
Good night, Blackbird.
We'll see you soon.
Bye, Blackbird.
Bye, Patricia. See you later.
Bye, Blackbird.
Now we're gonna mute everyone and bring us to the next person on the open mic. Let's see if yes, Mr. John Stickney.
Hey. Hey.
Kind of like this roulette system of putting the open mic.
You caught me unawares. That's
You
great.
on your toes.
Orchestration. At some point, the bass saxophone of the toad frogs and the lighter horns of the tree peepers are replaced with the rhythm sticks and castanets. There's an extended rhythm solo that outlasts my patience. In bed, I reflect inside or out, man or animal, everyone has those same reproduction blues. Thanks.
Thank you so much. And now, let us welcome the patiently awaiting, at least yeah, here he is right here. Sometimes you guys move around on the Hollywood Squares list here, and it's going to be great to introduce Mr. Bill Lewis.
Greetings and salutations. So, as many of you know, over the past few years, I have spent a good amount of time marching around in the streets. Ever since Occupy Boston, I don't know, I've probably been on 1,000 marches, sit-ins, protests, tree sits. I actually learned to do technical tree climbing so I could sit in a tree. And at one point, somebody came to me and said, "Hey, Bill, we are going to do a skit. Here, put on this costume, read these lines." Okay, I can do that. And it worked really well. And people who would pay no attention to Bill Lewis would line up to hear James Madison say exactly the same thing. So I started studying and realized that I actually really admired this guy. He's the little intellectual dude behind the United States and all of this democracy stuff. So as I started to study, I decided that I could teach high school at it. So I begun to teach high school, talking about the issues of 1776. And so this Saturday, I shall begin at HSPP, the MIT High School Summer Program, where I will be teaching, of course, as James Madison, put on nice costume and talk about the issues of 1776 and all the fun we had back in the day. So I am bragging, this is the coolest thing ever. There's nothing I like better than to drive small children crazy. Oh yes, this is my talent. But today's poem is not for that. Today's poem is for my broken and weary body. 5 years ago, during the water crisis in West Virginia, I was running up and down hills, literally carrying 8-gallon jugs of water to people. I was full of energy. After Hurricane Irma, I was down mucking out houses. I felt full of energy. I could do these things. And now I'm 68. Just the number is a harbinger of suffering to come. 68 is when sinews weaken and bones break. The flowers are only 3 months old and issue forth all the same intoxicating perfumes as they did last year when their parents were 3 months old. And the year before and the year before that and the great-great-grandparents were all in bloom, all at 3 months old. At 68, my nose is as charmed as ever. My eyes are delighted, my fingers happy to stroke the petals and feel the serrations of the leaves. At 68, I tiptoe between the stalks. I bend and sniff and smile. I tiptoe because I cannot run. I cannot dash and fly about the garden. At 68, I tiptoe. The blossoms shall fade quickly, though they'll return in a year, still 3 months old, but not me. 68 shall but be a happy memory. Yes, I shall look back upon today with nostalgia. I shall say to my friends, do you remember when? And you, who are my friend, you will nod and you will smile and you will say, ah, the good old days.
Very
Oh,
good,
it's a
Bill.
beautiful to hear voice. beautiful voice. It's always beautiful.
Thank you, Bill. And we
To
have
hear
now,
another.
The
Now
food
we-
making me strong. Thank you.
and now we have Mr. Eric Nelson up, one of our stalwart regulars from the live stage to the online stage. Mr. Nelson, you're up.
Okay. So the name of this poem is I've Got a New Platitude. In this economy, since 9/11, I, for one, welcome my new overlords, because that's how I roll. It's a thing. Are we all on board with this? Are we all on the same page? Are you forward thinking? Are you proactive? Are you a team player? Remember, there's no I in team. Did you get the memo? Here's the takeaway. Do the math. This is the bottom line. At the end of the day, it isn't about you. We'll play it by ear. That said, keep calm and carry on. What a guy. We'll leave it there.
Hey.
Thank you, Eric. We're going to go to our next person on the open mic, Mr. Angelo D'amato. So nice to have you here again.
All right. Hello, everyone. I'm just gonna read a little bit from this long poem I've been reading for the last few sessions. The title of the whole thing is called Apocalyptic Fumes. This is from a stanza towards the middle of the piece. The purblind Pope, weighed down by robes of red and white and gold, gesticulates upon the balcony at St. Peter's Square. His whisper of a voice proclaims the death of reason and the triumph of despair. Spittle dangles from his crumpled chin. Elijah has come for him, and fire consumes his sight. Are you all right, sir? Ale, 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 he cries. Then his knees wobble, his eyes roll back. The three-tiered crown falls and crushes the head of a frightened believer. The golden shepherd's crook asks the assembled thousands why, and the assembled thousands scream in reply. Widows, unwanted men, neglected children, dock workers, factory workers, pharmacists, bankers, people for whom poverty is the most loyal friend, politicians and warehouse managers, dietitians and opera singers, flute players and summer camp counselors. Holy, holy, holy is your name, Lord God on high. Heaven and earth are full of your glory. Hosanna, Hosanna on high. Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. Oh God, Marianne. Yes, Marianne. I love you, Marianne. Sorry if that seemed a bit disjointed. Again, it's from the middle of the piece, but that's about it.
Thank you, Angelo. And up next we have Mr. Gentleman Galt, Ed Galt himself. Oh, there he is.
Let's see. Okay, here I go. Now, I also have one that's part one of a series I'm going to do, and I'm going to do part one tonight. I was told I should lighten up, so maybe I should do a little comedy here. hopefully it is. It's kind of in the eye of the beholder. But anyway, this is kind of in the same voice as my Airhead poem from a couple of weeks ago. And it's called Horrible Eggs. Horrible eggs. No sooner than I get the eggs out of the pan onto the plate, then she has to make a comment, ever the critic. She tells me they look horrible. Horrible. They were supposed to be sunny side up. It is true they didn't come out of the pan as easily as I would have liked. but I was the one eating them. She didn't have to. I suggested I could snap a picture of the horrible eggs, Photoshop it into an oil painting, then write a screenplay for a reboot of Rod Serling's Night Gallery. She was not amused. Not a Night Gallery fan, I guess. So I turned to wash the spatula and the pan, then put them away. I turned to my plate of horrible eggs to take it to the table. At this time, I noticed that where there had been 2, there were now 4 eggs on the plate. 2 more than just as horrible as the first 2. I could have sworn, but no matter. What did I know about eggs? And I did remember my science teacher saying that cells would break apart and multiply, but that was under a microscope. I didn't know it applied to eggs on a plate after they had been cooked. Realizing I had forgotten a fork, I turned to get one from the drawer. When I turned back to the plate, there were 8 very horrible eggs. I still needed to pour my coffee. When I turned back to the plate, mug in hand, there were now 32 eggs, where they had doubled and doubled again in number. Not only in number, but also in horribleness. I knew eating them all could give me a heart attack, but once couldn't hurt. By the time I got seated, there were 64, and off the plate all over the table. Then there were 128, a mass of horribleness, sliding down my lap and onto the floor, where they then made their way to the door, climbing up each other like those zombies in World War Z, making their way up the wall to the city. Once the eggs had made it to the doorknob, they had it turned. I was trying to remember what my science teacher had said about the laws of gravity and wishing I hadn't been looking out the window. Science had never been my subject. So that was part 1. Next week, I'll read part 2, where they out to the triangle and down the highway. I don't know where I'm going to go with this, but it's kind of interesting.
Thank you guys very much. And it gives me great pleasure to introduce our next feature, our feature for next week. We're putting up the information between tonight and tomorrow. And he's been a past Stone Soup participant, open micer, and feature in the past. And it's great to have him back on a virtual level. Let's welcome up Eric Tate.
Involuntarily committed, one must pose an imminent threat to oneself or someone else. I try to remember this and keep my thoughts to myself as schizophrenic Phil rolls into Starbucks on his Triumph with the throttle open, takes his sweet time, sits there idling, playing with his gloves, while in the worst way, I want to yank him down off that cycle and beat him with his own helmet.
Whoa! Yeah.
Oh. It totally came out of nowhere, man.
Oh. That was good. I'm sorry. That was good. That was
wow. Good. Thank you, Eric. Next time, try that in a Christian Bale Dark Knight voice. Holy hell. But, wow. We are going next to someone's been patiently waiting on her phone since this all started. Let's bring us up to Nancy Dodson. Nancy, are you there?
A gasp of hope. Hope you are the last one to tell the tale of righteousness according to the Lord. So many people go their way according to their ungodly manner, yet they want Trump's moral errors to win. It is great fortitude to hear the good news of Biden, nothing lacking for the people's favor, and the test of the November's vote come true. Heaven help the righteous, Lord. Help Biden win.
Nancy?
Yay.
Paid for by the committee of Nancy Dawson to elect Joe Biden. Okay, we are. And supported by the committee to appoint anybody, a body of water, a dead body for the presidency in November. Anyway, we are moving on to next person, and this person is his second time coming back to us from last week. And I'm really thrilled to have him. Let me just do a quick mute all and introduce next Phil, aka Midnight.
How y'all doing this evening?
I'm good.
This piece was in my head today all day, so I'm just gonna go with it. I once read that there's no love like a mother's love, that one could not embrace a love for themselves without having experienced this unique kind of love. You see, mine died when I was 11 months young, long before my life journey began. But I never blamed God. I learned that life is filled with unforeseen occurrences. I get that. What I didn't get is memories for me to fall back and build on. After 51 years on Earth, I digress from time to time. Storms that range from dark and cloudy, the worst being that steady mist. But I credit my sisters, older cousins, and aunt that did so much for me, taught me how to be a man for a deserving woman. I remember my aunt saying, the only thing that I didn't do for you is bring you out of my belly. So there's no story about how and when I kicked. But I still raised some internal hell. For a long time, I used to call my sister Ma Rose. How selfish of me, because she too never really had her mommy. I once read that there's no love like a mother's love, that one cannot embrace a love for themselves without having experienced this unique kind of love. I recall when our daddy decided to remarry a woman that didn't look like me. So further in my journey, I too did marry for a little less than 10 years. Did I know how to give and receive love, or was I fooled? In my heart, did I fully believe that this person would be my all in all? Who and what my heart had longed for? Divorce suggests that the answer is no. What about the times I combed the stores in the middle of the night, section by section, creating and living out my own imagination? See, I would go into the boys' department and imagine begging my mother to buy me different outfits. Then to cap off my imagination, I ventured to the toy section. To this day, I still have a collection. I once read that there's no love like a mother's love, that one could not embrace a love for themselves without having experienced this unique kind of love. No mother's home kitchen to return to. What was my pet name from you? Another reality is that a mother's love holds no guarantee. She would have to know love in order to give it. Even if mine were alive and didn't, if mine were alive and had succumbed to drugs, alcohol, or whatever, at least I could see her and try to make it better. Gwendolyn Enid Curtis, also known as Mommy. Mommy, a word I not often said. I once read that there's no love like a mother's love, that one cannot appreciate a love for themselves without having experienced this unique kind of love. Sometimes I wonder if that is true, because I once read that there's no love like a mother's love.
We're going to go to, we have a few more people on the open mic, and I'm going to welcome up first, someone's been waiting for a while. He's the master of the circular clap. Let's welcome up, yeah, gotcha. Anyway, let's welcome up Mr. Joshua Corwin.
Oh, hello.
John's got you.
I'm glad I'm the master of the circular class. Hey, could I read is it chill? If not, it's fine to read a 5-minute poem or?
We just had Deta blow the house out for like an hour and plus, so I'm not. I think we have a little extra time tonight, so we're going through the open mic pretty quickly. So tonight, what the hell, go for it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I like to stand when I do this. Yeah, this is a bit of a longer one. I found out actually it's going to be published next month in this anthology with Ferlinghetti and somebody. It's going to be a cool thing. McClure, Ford, Maybe, Hirschman, Ruth Weiss, and there's going to be some exclusive art of like Ginsberg in it. So that's pretty awesome. It's called Landmines. Landmine fields of impoverishment. The street is full of beggars because they can't get jobs. Others blame foreigners for some change, while others ask for change in the street. Requiem and meaning died, left plastic ice. Nirvana, voice for the mad. Some want to build a wall or down the wall. Street markets, tariff deals, prayers, abyssal rope prayers, package symbols, paper scorn repositories, prepaid Amex card. Money laundering ideological dishes, cliches washed away, suicidal genocide, a single tear from a young child of God, killed by an officer of service and foresight for what is to come. Shine in the light of apathy, the new world order for hope, reason and purpose, pointless, artful treason, huzzah, systemic inaction against a once truthful, now ruthless code, cryptic action, the law shrugged off my shoulder. The lamplight now dims into the light, thrown away by someone who wasn't me killing himself, but was already gone in your eyes, beaming grace, shredded by machinery, the fourth floor killing room. Wash away the treason. The fake news industrial terror states that political matrimony to Lazarus mourns Miranda rights on Lady Liberty. She's a streetwalker, hustling political gridlock, capitalizes on LA traffic, NYC contagion lockdown, and DC commotion. Wrestling matches fired, force of people, intense match lit in the Wild West. Oil, God, the god of oil. Lather, the politician hustler. Guide, black stars. Slurs and slut-shaming the parking lot Congress. Drive-by shooting liberty. Down off the skyline, free. Off the hanging mattress. Into the room beyond the hill. The killing floor. The Fourth Amendment hospitalized into paralysis. Parasitic Asiaga Shmi. Doves wounded prayers. Dead already. Long dead. Dead as doorknobs, whacked by bullets. Prayerful price of oils. Egyptian symbols slate hypocrisy into truthiness. Time. Bombs nuke Shekhinah. Shalala! Beaming tense state reason. Righteous and meaningful as the seminar on God. Anoki, I am the hyperlink to ascend. Internet void. Whispers dark. Crimson as tide flows of you. Internet. TV, hate, depravity. Beggars ask for change on Wall Street. Their leftover clouds, huffing glue, liquefied force remains. They're nothing but parchments of water, oil, glassy-eyed souls, solidified by imprisoned lightning. Lazarus falls. Livered hoss naked, red, white, and blue, cuffed behind a wall of locks and freedom cages, chiseled into the solar Sinai's morning open glow flare. Lord, there's a fire now behind my house, trembling against the last chance to rise up, against the sea of conviction, aerosol, graffiti, Monsanto spray, court ecstasy of EPA beauty passions on the red light White House in a blackout next to beggars asking for change. Personalized information? A nuclear reactor radiates no safety net for this messianic age where Hindenburg ships go under and stardust car fumes collide into oval spheres. It's impossible to be the dying light in this candle flame, flickering in and out of existence. Salt water, flickering in and out of existence. Salt water, dry skin wrinkles. Old age, warped reason, tamed embers, ashes, children look down. Lathered by oil rub downs, gold coins falling off the Empire State Building and splitting my skull in two. The river rapid flowed, slowed to a quiet age, a halt. Gestapo images, SSS Titanic ship, sinking salvation on seashore bombs. The homeless clothed with caskets of hope in Syria, Ukraine, Iran, across the world. I ran across the galaxy in my birthday suit. Listen, oh Israel, your friend shares the dream as she drives from the farm. They wear landmines, mineral sunspecs, fields unnoticed in the new Rome of country and man. Gun, bullet, gun, animals greedy for existence. Reproduce incendiary bombs, melatonin, you mean Tovim, melatonin pawns, yawn at dawn and spawn air spores in the historic land of change and land of mine, my landmines, my killing fields, fur and furlough to pour into the power of bread and butter to bake my breads, fiddlers bending backwards to float off the Empire State Building into my mind's two-split head. My own country polarized by ammunition, forests of people, populace, Palestine, Israelized into the holy war, offering reason with oafishness and depersonalization, declaring that war is really dead. But is it?
Joshua?
Well delivered, well delivered.
Now we have, wow.
Oh, it's in the way I format the poem. The delivery is actually embedded into it.
We're heading to this home stretch. We're gonna ask, we're gonna see, I don't think she specifically asked to read, but I hope she does. Tony B, are you there?
Hi.
Ah, hello.
I'm there.
We'd love to hear from you.
Hi, y'all. Hold on one second.
Hi.
Hi, all. I'm so happy about your stuff about your school, Bill.
Thank you. It's really exciting.
Sorry, y'all. I'm just trying to get it together. What up? Joy is the name of the game, or not. It's your choice. I got a couple of quick ones. Sometimes I be doing a poem, be sparked by a post or something somebody said, some text in between me and my love. I'm sorry, my love. Negro, you are not my gumbo tasted stew. You stir a pepper pot of longing. My night of red brown armor deflects fears, shame. I delight in its mohawk shine. The shine. Fairy fantasy overpowers my glittering thighs. Thursday invites a whistle wet. So there's this poem, this guy named Haish Carrillo. Y'all heard of Haish Carrillo or Hash Carrillo? He's an intellectual and he passed away. And he claimed that he was Cuban American. This is what came out. He was brilliant, great, you know. And it came out that he was not telling the truth about his identity. He's American born, and he said he was Latin, Cuban. So a poem on Haish Carrillo. because this girl wrote, shoot, she had this thing questioning his legacy. So, you know, Black people, Du Bois talked about doubleness, consciousness, and this whole thing about passing. He knew the moniker needed for professional expansion and gave y'all what you wanted. Showed survive means pass, means dupe. Strum drum giving him the next 20 years are Latin. Flashed a fiction red lit, yet the pen gave green signal. Resume just means resume, and lilting from Lazy's new flavor of light. You all lifted him. My response to fuck Kanye. This girl, Tazenia, you know, you write these posts. Kanye unique and growing out loud for the world to see. He being Black and free, methinks. Ain't always pretty. Embrace him. That's it.
Very good. Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you. Good to see you all.
Good to see you, Tony.
We're going to bring you now to Patricia Kerrigan, and who hopefully I can, oh, here we are. Hopefully I can find and unmute her. Oh, she already unmuted herself.
I'm going to read a short one. It's an old poem I decided to rewrite. The Vesper Sky. Your presence breaks monastic fast. The Vesper sky hears crickets chant. Like dervishes, 8 fireflies whirl. Our smiles outshine the crescent moon.
Lovely, lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I like that a lot.
Thank you.
Our second to last person on the open mic. Let's see, I just saw her a minute ago. Here she is right now. Another one to join us, another one of our newcomers via the World Wide Web, via Zoom, and her name is Jane Spokenword, appropriately enough.
Hi, everybody. All right. Well, I'll do a piece. It's a couple of years old. It's a good time to be dreaming right now. Better times. The piece is called I Caught You Dreaming. I caught you dreaming. I caught you dreaming. Talking to the moon about the essence of pure being. Where there is no time to tick-tock, keep as glorious night stars shine a light on mermaids swimming to lost Atlantis. I caught you dreaming. Amidst mighty pyramids and pagan rings, where stargazers of inner spaces shine a light for the world to be. I caught you dreaming. I caught you dreaming, where bodies are not boundaries, constrained by human frailties. In the sea of lost humanities, I caught you dreaming. Peace.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chad?
Thank you, Jane, and thanks for keeping on coming back. We have...
Chad?
Yes. Yes, who's there?
Carol. Carol's there.
Okay, but wasn't sure who just yelled out my name, but we are good, and we are ready to go with the last person on the open mic. Check his column out at Oddball Magazine tomorrow. It's All One Thing, airs publishes without fail every Thursday morning at 11 o'clock. He's been a stalwart member of Stone Soup's Guard since damn near the very beginning. Hopefully we can get him in front of an audience to do his Edgar Allan Poe performance piece, which we've had to put on hold. For now, it's good to have the voice of Mr. James Van Loy.
Thanks, Chad. Thank you, Chad. So I'm going to read this poem because I was down this morning on the steps of the cathedral right at Tremont Street and right across from Park Street Station. And we made a memorial today for the close to 500 people who died of gun violence here in the last week. And so I spent the morning making little brown bags with orange stripes on them, which is orange is the color of the movement against gun violence, and putting names of these mostly very young people who died in the last week. And so I wanted to read this poem, which is called The People, which I wrote back in the 1980s when Reagan's cuts to the public housing budget basically caused the initial crisis that made homeless people a permanent feature of the American street scene. So, the people. We're still here, all of us. They feel safer thinking we're all alcoholics, drug fiends, crazy, or dead. Some of us are, many thanks to them and their subsidized tobacco and liquor industries, their guns, drugs, and money all over the globe, their petro-based pollutions emitted from plastic stacks, and their pest-herbicide agro industries, and the Lord only knows what horrors of technological invention gone mad in the name of greed, avarice, and crackpot realist solutions to previous modern transgressions. But we're still here in all misinformations and diseducations, filtering down through the organs of academia and the corporate press aside. We still know something, indeed much more than might be imagined by those who find it convenient to justify their tiny advantages, their gossamer veil of class solution, their web of individual rationalization, their brittle, thin reifications of disease, poverty, race, and sexism, which thrives on faintest difference and gluttonously eats all our flesh, like the cancers of addictions and the new old diseases of the 21st century mind body politic, without ever a name until too late and never a reckoning until long after the feast. But still we're here, and still we know and have known and are waiting and will wait, because all sickness and corruption aside, all death waiting in the wings, all backstage plots and conspiracies, racketeering and profiteering, corrupt officials, paid off agencies, co-opted options, vacuous commentators, canceled publications, fired teachers, and misdirected, misconnected, bought leaders aside. There is a new vision, or at least an old one crafted from roots more ancient than the first profession. And it can't be bought or sold because we are it, and the people are not for sale. And let me sing a quick song here.
That's a great poem, honey.
I left my heart in San Francisco, high on a hill, it calls to me to be where little cable cars climb halfway to the stars. The morning chill may still the air. I don't care, my love waits there in San Francisco, high on a hill. It calls to me. Oh, San Francisco, oh, San Francisco, your morning sun will shine for me.
Oh,
chat. I think Carol's there. Carol Weston is there. Carol Weston is there on the board there.
Hey, yeah, right, you're right.
Carol,
Carolyn, read.
Carol?
Hello?
Hi, Carol. Are
Hi,
you
Carol.
Is it my turn?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, I didn't hear Carol.
The
Yeah.
crab. This is written to my first boyfriend. I spent the weekend with a hurt and halting crab. His claws suspended, ice cream cones to me. Your eyes contain devotion and apology. Sea hair and slime were covering a tragedy. For years you crawled in shadows under rocks and scraped the mud to hide yourself from laughs. Soaked in mud ink, you learned to hate and think and dread the day the rocks might break away. But all the time the rocks are leaving you exposed. Dragging your library, you go to dig new holes.
I am going. I am leaving. I'm leaving now.
Nice, Carol.
Thank you.
Nice.
And my
You're
incompetence
Thank
aside,
you.
I think that covers everyone.
Yeah.
No. Are you going to? Or you?
We are going to make it tonight for Stone Soup. I will. We will see you next week for Eric Tate's feature, and then 2 weeks after tonight we have Alexis Ivy, who will have a book to promote, and that's going to be exciting. And hopefully we'll have some new announcements, and hopefully another from New York will be joining us at least before the end of the year. And I'm contacting Jeannie Santiago, who originally had a National Poetry Month feature, and she was not able to make it. It was not able to happen because, of course, April. So I'm hoping she will return as well. And there'll be many more faces, and there's been many more people volunteering to have their voices heard here at Stone Soup. And I'll get to all of you as soon as I can. Oh, good God, Bill, please take that off. Anyway, Big Brother, he is watching you, but he's totally blind. Okay, no more of that face. But anyway, we are I'm so glad you could be here tonight. And I'm so happy that Deta Galloway was able to feature. Another round of applause for Deta. I hope she's still on.
All right.
And thanks to everyone who participated in the open. And I hope to see you all next week. I might have some insane information, insane updates coming up. At the very least, I'll be announcing some open mics. I'll be taking readings. So I'm hoping to make some announcements regarding that. And until then, check out the Stone Soup Facebook page. Some of those announcements may come there first. Subscribe to my newsletter if you haven't already. Let me know about it. My email address is chadpoetforhire@yahoo.com. I also send out the links to this reading every Wednesday afternoon. But other than that, thank you very much, and let's do the obligatory wave goodbye. And
come over here, honey.
Why?
Wave.
Bye-bye.
Hi, Jen.
Groovy
Hi. Thank you all very much, and you all be hearing from me separately and on next week's week.
Next week. Bye.
Okay,
Thank you.
See you next time.
Bye, everybody.